Good morning, fellow travelers, adventurers, wanderers, and friends. I have got the sickest coach out there right now. This is a 2024 Renegade Veracruz 30 VRM. My name is Chris Capper. We are at Transwest Truck Trailer RV in beautiful Frederick, Colorado, just in the foothills of the snow-capped Rocky Mountains. And I'm a little bit jumbled today because I'm so excited to show you this really great coach. This is a coach that my customer purchased, and I just want to go over this with you because this is something that we can do everything on here. We can do it for you. So we'll talk a little bit about the engine first. It's not the most interesting part of what we got going on here today, but this is a Ford F550 Power Stroke V8 fuel injected turbo 6.7 liter 330 horsepower engine. This is going to have 825 foot-pounds of torque, 12,000 pounds of tow capacity, and yes, she is a 4x4. We got the 4 high, the 4 low, any way you want to go. Now, what's so amazing about this coach is, man, everybody says they're an off-road coach, right? This is an off-road coach. So a couple of the cool things we have with this has the liquid springs add-on package. This is going to give us that extra height that we've got. We also have a lift package on here as well, but this liquid springs, you can see them back here. We have them on the front and the rear. And what that's going to do, it's going to allow you to adjust your ride height while you're driving. It's going to allow you to go into sport mode or comfort drive. You can bring these lower to the ground when you're on the highway, but when you're out there on the trail, that's where this baby needs to be, you're going to be able to take this where you need to go. Now, a couple of things on off-road vehicles. If you have a dually, and we know that a Ford F550 is a dually, what is one thing that's going to potentially cause an issue? And what that's going to be is having something get stuck between those two rear tires, and that is not a good idea. So what we've done here is we have the Goodyear tires. Now these are super singles, 335 80 R20s, and this is load range F. So this is it's got a huge tread pattern, and that is wrapped around my Buckstop Truckwear 20 by 11s. Just massive tires, and you'll see on the back I don't need 2 of them because I have a super single. So look, talking to people about these supposedly give you some better fuel economy. Driving this right here, it doesn't really add a lot of noise to the drive, which was a concern of my customers. So this drives so amazing. It's rare to get so excited about what technically is a Class C, but with all these upgrades, man, we got to call this a Super C because there's nothing simple about this. So this is going to be, we talked about this being a Renegade Veracruz. This is in the Polaris gray, single color, looks really great. We're going to have this nice Girard awning on top of us. This does have a wind sensor on it. We have the light strip. Man, it seems so far above me than what I'm typically used to in a Veracruz. So got a nice oversized door. I've got the 2 steps that come out when I open it. And when I'm out here, I can watch the TV. I've got that sound bar right there. I've got the remote. Everything is easy to access. This is going to be a compression lock right here. So when you're on the trail, you're going to have like what? Wind, rain, mud, snow. Just shut that right there, and that compresses that in to mitigate the risk of getting that stuff in your TV. 35,000 BTU Suburban heater. This furnace right here is going to keep you nice and warm during the winter months. So I've got a really generous size. Let me get on the other side of you here, brother. I've got a really generous size compartment bay. I'm going to have multiple ones. You'll see that, and I've got the dual latch system right here, and then you can also pass wires or something down there. I want to talk about, we're talking about upgrading coaches here, and at Transwest Truck Trailer RV, we've got the truck part, we've got the trailer, and the RV. Now our truck side can do all the suspension work, all the chassis work. Our part side can get you these rims, we get these tires on there for you, but we also look to try to make this a little bit better for you. And one of the things that we did here is we added these little security cables. because these doors are big, and if they open up, that could cause an issue. I'll show you that in a minute. So we added these on all the larger doors. Doesn't cost much, but we just figured that it would be the right thing to do for you. Coming down here again, look at that badass sick tire right there. Got the mud flaps right behind it. It's gonna get you going where you need to go. Up here, you guys have heard me talk about this, the Truma AquaGo Comfort Plus. So what's really nice about this right here is this is a hybrid instant hot water heater. So I've got a 3/4 liter tank right here. Now what this tank does is, well, first of all, I've got a microprocessor unit right here. I have temperature sensors of the ambient water temperature going into the tank, the temperature of the tank, and the temperature of the water coming out. And what this does is it takes that propane, heats it up, all that water in there. It knows what's all the temperatures necessary to get that to the right temperature for you. I'm gonna have my eco mode, I'm gonna have my regular mode, and I'm gonna have my blast mode. Then I also have a cleaning mode too. So there's a cleaning stick you can put in there with some descaling stuff. You do that once a year. If you're using this a lot, and we hope you are, you might do that twice a year. And now this is gonna go right in there. The one mistake people make sometimes, they forget to shut that. So don't forget that, okay? Here's a little memory for you. Another compartment door right here. Just more storage, right? And you'll notice I've got a light on these. So these are gonna be lit apartments. And then if you'll just see this nice latching mechanism right here to keep these doors shut for you. So it's not a single point, you've got two of them. Again, we have one of these large doors again. So guess what we did? We put that security cable on there. Now, right beyond that, you're gonna notice this is gonna hook up to my 85-pound or 20-gallon propane tank, and I've got an instant connect right on the bottom of that. So this is where you're gonna fill it up. You've got your emergency shut off, and then you can hook up your grill, your smoker, whatever, or your maybe you're firing, you wanna do that. So you can hook all that up right there and just use what you've already brought with you. Just to the left of this is gonna be the best-in-class Cummins quiet diesel Onan generator, 8,000 watts of power. So great job. That's what you want to see. This has about 14.5 hours on that right there. So let's just take a look at the back of this. You're going to notice I've got the cameras on the top, and then got the bathroom window down here. All of my brake lights, reverse lights, these are going to be LEDs, very high visibility. You're going to notice my generator is actually exhausting back here, which is great. Now coming over here, I have my 2-inch receiver that can tow 12,000 pounds. And I've got a 7-way plug right here. So let's talk about this a little bit. We've got this baby cranked up for you, right? So if you're going off-road, you're going on those old forest trails and everything, this is a great coach for that. The key is, if you're towing something behind here, you probably want to lower your ride height. Now, this sits up pretty high, so they do make adjustments here. So for whatever you're towing, whether it's a trailer, a towable, maybe you're taking your ATVs, maybe you're taking your jet skis. If you're me and my kayaking buddies, we're gonna have a load of kayaks or whitewater rafts on that. So they do make adjustments here that where this will bring it down so you can actually tow it at the appropriate angle. But that's one of the things just to keep in mind, but probably when you're getting out there on those crazy trails that you can get this baby on, you're not towing at that point. Okay, so I just want to point out when you don't put the security cables on there. So this door opened up all the way and overextended a little bit. So you see, it's very hard to see, but you can see a little tiny bit of mark right there. I didn't notice it until my tech pointed it out. So that's one of the reasons why we decided to do that for you. Now here I'm gonna have two 44-gallon tanks. I've got my gray and my black, and they're all gonna drain right down there in the center of it, and just hook up that, and that's where that goes. And then this is where you can actually put that sewer hose in there. Now what's cool about this is not only do I have 44 gallons each, but these also have tank heating pads or heating strips on them too. I believe they're 12 volt. So there you go. This is where I fuel that diesel up. If you're wondering how much diesel I can put in there, well, thanks for asking. It's 66.5 gallons. This right here is going to be my wet bay. So this is my low point drain right here. It's where I hook up to my water. And I got my black tank flush. If I want to see where I'm at, I can actually look at my battery levels, my fresh tank levels, my gray tank, black tank. So we pulled this out of the shop. We're doing the water test on that right before my customer's picking it up on Wednesday. And then I have my whole house water right here. To drain my black and gray, here's my knife valves right here. I just pull those cables and it's gonna empty that. Always make sure you're hooked up to your sewer hose in your septic or sewer when you do that. You'll notice I didn't mention on the back, but we've got some reflective stickers here. We've got them here just to increase the safety here. And then we got my other diesel fuel right here. Now this right here, power cord reel. So I'm gonna be able to pull this 50 amp. So this is a 50 amp coach, 50 amp power cord, hook that up, and then it can go right down this hole, but when I'm ready, I just pop that back in and it's gonna load it up. So I don't have to get my hands dirty on both ends of that, right? This is gonna be my power transfer. That's got a surge suppressor built into it. So this really is set up for all your camping needs. And then right here, I was saving this as a surprise, guys. I have a 3,000 watt pure sine wave inverter right here to the right. This is at Xantrax. And then this is my MPPT solar charge control. So that's charging right now. I can see I'm getting 13.5 volts from 600 watts of solar on the roof. So pretty amazing what we're getting here. You'll notice these are all lit. And then this is my Victron energy panel right here. I can see what my batteries are doing. I have 3 100 amp hour 12 volt LiFePO. So that's a lithium iron phosphate batteries right here. So these are great. They last a long time. This is exactly the way you want to see that installed. Renegade does such a good job making this happen for you. So let's talk about this. I've got 600 watts of solar. I've got 300 amp hour batteries right here. I have an 8,000 watt diesel, Cummins quiet diesel generator. I have 66.5 gallons of diesel fuel on this. So if I'm filled up, just imagine how long you can be off grid with this machine. So this is set up amazingly for the diesel exhaust fluid. This is where you'd fill that up right here. So I want to make sure I write this down. 7.4 gallons of diesel exhaust fluid right here. I'm going to have my side view cameras here and on the other side. Cap that in with that top down camera. I've got a really good camera system in here. Keyless entry. So when you get out there on the trail, you don't have to worry about bringing your keys. So I know this has key fob on it. I've got a key fob on my car. So I don't really want to bring that out on the river. If I do, I've got to put it in a dry bag and make sure I don't lose it. So here, I just throw it in there, set the code, I'm good to go. So I've got this in the highest area right here, but even with that, I can still get in this pretty simply. A little grab handle right here. So I can just grab right here, get on in, and vroom, vroom, I'm ready to go. All right, I'm not gonna open the hood, especially when it's in the highest amount, or the highest height, because A, it's hard to get to, and we've probably all seen a truck before, right? Another great shot of these Buckstop Truckwear 20 by 11 inch rims, and then these beautiful super single tires right here. 81 mile an hour speed limit on this. So these are not designed to go to the racetrack. These are designed to get off-road, get over whatever you need to get over. While you're off-road, we've got this Trail Runner bumper right here. It's lightweight, but very sturdy right here. And then you'll see these very, very bright LED. These are Rigid, so that's a really good brand. So got 4 Rigid lights right there. And then I'll come back up here, but right down here, I've got a, looks like about a 1-inch receiver. So if you want to put a bike rack up on that, you can. I've got toe points right here, attachment points if I'm pulling something out. And then guys, this is pretty cool. This is set up for a winch. So I've got a winch mount right here. I have some electrical here. I'm not sure if that's wired for the winch or not. It might be. but this is it possibly pre-wired for a winch, but the winch attachment's right there, and that would just come out right here. So this is set up to, man, this is set up to party, guys. So let me pop this back on there, right under that nice Ford emblem. All right, and then nice little grill right here. So I just want to make sure I covered everything on the outside. We do have a lift kit on this to get it a little bit higher than the natural liquid springs would be, and I think we're good. So what I'd like you to do is join me on the inside. So again, this is on the highest setting, but even when I open this door, this comes down. So I'm probably about 14, 18 inches right here. So once you're at your campsite, you can lower that. I'm going to show you how to do that inside. I'm going to grab this nice oversized grab handle. Well, I don't want to forget the screen door. Grab that, come on in. And then I want to point out something here first before we get all the way in. So this is my battery disconnect switch right here. So when you're going to put this in storage, you can go ahead and pop this here, pop that, and you're good. Entry step override, I can actually have that to where that stays out while I'm camping. If I need to jump from the chassis to the house side, I can do that right here by pushing this. And then whether I need to use the chassis battery to start that generator, or vice versa, use the house battery to start the engine, I can just push that. Now, you see this, EQ systems, EQ smart level. Guess what? It's not there because the liquid springs has their own system. So we've gone ahead and pulled that off. It's not relevant. We left that there because there's no need to replace that. If you don't want it there, we could unscrew that and pop a little plate over that. But I just want to point out, this is not going to have the same factory installed leveling system. This has a much better leveling system, and we'll get to that in a moment. So come on in. I'm going to get a sip of water while you're looking around. What I want you to look at is just how much room. A customer asked me this to show, instead of just letting you look, but I can access everything that I need to while I'm in this coach. So whether I want to sit down here, use the bathroom, take a shower, use my refrigerator, sit down at the dinette, guess what? I can even sleep. So I'm not going to be able to open my Murphy bed, but I can sleep because this makes into a bed, and then I also have the cab over bunk right behind you. So I'm going to click on this. This is my whole house system. We'll cover that in a moment, but let me just get this slide open. Oh, I got the keys on. I'm sorry, guys. I got to just get around my camera guy. We do have a lock on there for safety, so that way nobody accidentally puts the awning or the slide out. So if you've got kids and they're messing around, they should be seat belted, right? But you can't always see what they're doing. And if they're a bit boisterous, bit rambunctious, we don't want them coming over here and pushing that button and causing an issue, right? So it's just a safety mechanism that you'll see on most, if not all, motorhomes. Now a little bit about Renegade. Renegade really invented the Super C market quite a long time ago. And what we have in here is all the walls are 2 inches thick vacuum bond laminate walls. And what does that mean? That means that it's going to keep you nice and cool. Let me just get this. So on this right here, I can actually start my generator from right here. Start it up like that. I don't know if you heard it. And then I can even get my air conditioner on and set that down a little bit, get that going. And I think we're good on that. I'm gonna hit that on high just to get that blowing. It's a little warm in here because I forgot to turn that on. So coming to the back, like I like to do, first is kind of get a look right here. And once I'm gonna touch this air conditioner just to not have that blowing so loud. So you can just imagine yourself coming in here, getting a shave in this undermount stainless steel sink right here, washing up when you're done. You have 2 110 outlets. This opens up right here. So I've got 3 shelves right there, and then a nice large mirror. Coming over here, I have a nice closet. So not only does this go nice and wide on that closet, lots of horizontal space to hang up your gear, your clothes, whatever. I have a nice shelf above that. Now you might ask me, what's down here? Well, down this is going to be my 75-gallon fresh water tank. So I've got two 44s, gray and black, one for each. And then I have a 75-gallon fresh water tank. Where's this tank? It's inside. So it's going to be nice and warm. You can see this has some of our winterization fluid. We winterized this a while back. We've de-winterized it, but this isn't part of your system until you're winterizing. This is going to be easy to winterize as long as you follow the instructions, and you can adjust your valves right there to do that. So, but one thing that Renegade does really well is they make sure that your potable water, your fresh water tank, is going to be on the inside. So when you're in here and you have the heater on, you know that that's going to be taken care of as well. All right. So you'll notice I've got these nice puck LED lights everywhere, LED lights here. All of my ducted air conditioning, I can turn it off completely. So if my wife's taking her shower, she doesn't like the air conditioner on, so she's gonna close those. I can also angle those to where I want them to be. So couple things. I have a little place to hang my hand towel here. I have another towel bar here. You can also hang a towel here. And I have three on the inside. You just want to poke around here, Jody. I've got three little loops right here. So whether you're just hanging a towel on that or maybe something else, you can scrunchie, whatever. So now that we're focused on this, I've got a one-piece molded bathroom shower. And here I am with these boots. I'm probably about 6'1", and I have a lot of space. I have a little towel bar right here, so I can hang the washcloths right there. This right here has got a lot of different modes on it, and then it also has the on and off. So if you are trying to conserve water, and I don't typically mess with these while I'm on video because sometimes it'll have some water come out, but you can push that, you can take that quick shower, just rinse off real quick, turn it off, soap up, rinse off, turn it back on, rinse off real quick. Hot and cold, I got three little places to stick things. Here and then three here as well. So, and then I also have this nice skylight. So not only does it give a really nice glowing light on a nice day like this, there is another piece over that, so it does give me an insulative kind of thermal break with that. Also gives you a lot more height. So if I'm 6'1" in these right here, I've got a hand and a half of extra, I don't know, 10 inches. My wife tells me I'm not good at measuring things, so I don't know what that means, babe. But anyway, with this right here, I have a porcelain foot flush toilet. So very easy to access that right there. And if you push it a little bit, you'll see it'll just kind of swirl around here. And then if you want and kind of get that to the level you want, and then you push it all the way, and it's gonna evacuate whatever's in there. And then finally, another 2 additional storage shelves, place to put your toilet paper, and then I have a heating vent down here. Now if I want a little bit of privacy, I can actually just pull this, shut this door, and now it's got the same beautiful gray. Speaking of colors, I don't want to mention that. I don't want to forget that. Outside we talked about this being the Polaris, and the inside this is the Hampton decor, and then I have the Acier pure white maple cabinets. So when we're looking at these cabinets, a lot of competitors, guys, they are using MDF. They are not using full real wood. That is not the way Renegade builds these right here. So these right here are real wood. They don't have that little vinyl wrapping. I have a customer right now, we just did a test drive yesterday. They have another brand, Class C, and the vinyl wrapping came unwrapped. So that, amongst a few other things, they spent $4,000 trying to get those cabinets and a couple other things done that you won't have to worry about that stuff with Renegade, because they just build quality products. So here I've got more storage right here to put what I want. These are adjustable shelves, so I can adjust these higher or lower. You can also move these out too. Your drawers are under here, so I'm not sure why you'd want to do that, but it is available to you. And then don't want to forget right above this, gosh, I'm sorry, this is a 4K ultra high definition smart TV. Insignia makes this right here. And then I have this nice Samsung smart, soundbar. Thank you, Jody. And surprise, surprise. So with this right here, this is gonna connect to all of my other TVs. I have 3 TVs, so I've got the one outside, I've got this one. This is the main entertainment center. So if I am camping in this, I'm bringing my NVIDIA Shield Pro, hooking that up. I'm gonna have Starlink on this, guys. So if you want Starlink, please let us know. We can have that hooked up for you too. Everything I've talked about today, everything from the Renegade Veracruz that we're in, to the liquid springs, to the lift kit, to the bumper, to the tires, to the rims, to the Starlink, Transwest, we are a full service facility. We can do all of that stuff. We're one of the rarest ones in the country, and we have great reviews. So with this, I would hook all that up right here, and I can share that signal out and about. These are all going to be adjustable. So if maybe you have a gaming console, you want to play your PlayStation or your Xbox, you can do that right here. So maybe you want to go old school, put a satellite on the roof. So lots of different options with this. We talked about these drawers. These are big and these are deep. So nice and deep, nice and long. And then I have this right here is going to be my power center right here. So I can open this up, I can see everything that's labeled here. If there's something that's popped, I can go ahead and see that and take care of that. The circuit breakers. This side is going to be more, and then my fuses are here. All my wiring diagrams right here, or my wiring points right there. So if you have any questions, if you're really inclined to do that, it's there. Or maybe you're taking this so far out of nowhere and you don't know how to do that stuff, but you do have an issue. Well, guess what? If you have a mechanically or electrically inclined technician or mechanic, they will be able to read that and they will be able to address your problem. Okay, so nice full-length mirror right here. If I want to adjust whether my ceilings, lights, my generator, why is my generator start and stop right here? Well, I can do it outside. I can do it on the panel that I'll show you shortly, but here's where if I'm sitting down here or if I'm laying in the bed, which I'll show you momentarily, I can actually get up and do it right there. Now, I'm not lazy, I'm efficient. So I try to figure out what is the most efficient way of doing it. So I'm not gonna get out of bed to push that button. I'm gonna pop my phone open and use the app and do it right from there. So we have also, don't want to forget, I have 2 fans. Both of these fans have the rain covers on them. So whether it's raining, whether it's snowing, you can have these fans exhausting, whether you're cooking here or whether you're stinking up the bathroom or you're just getting a lot of humidity back there from a nice hot shower. It's going to take care of you. So this is going to be my couch. Now I'm starting to do things here. If you're wondering, first of all, that little lumbar pillow, I can sit right here. I can watch my TV and just chill with my wife on my arm, having my scotch, old fashioned. She don't drink much at all. So she's probably gonna be drinking a water because she's a smart lady, smarter than me. And we're just gonna enjoy ourselves and be talking about how I'm gonna go whitewater kayaking the next day and she's gonna be hiking up somewhere. But now we're gonna change the mood a little bit. So it's time for bed. So how do we get a couch, a dinette, and a king-size bed, which is like 66 by 75, I think. But I can get you those exact dimensions if you need. So king-size bed in a 30-foot coach. Well, this is how we do it. We make some stuff happen. First, before I forget, I've got storage under both of these, and then that has a cushion in it for there. Show you that later. This is what we call a jackknife sofa. You might think of it as a futon. You can actually open this really simple, just like that. I've got 2 locking mechanisms that you'll want to have when you're driving. So, and then when it's time, you just pull this down, and baby, it's time for bed. So I'm excited about this. So with this right here, I got a nice big, this is probably about as wide, maybe a little bit wider than my queen size at home. I guess it's got to be a little bit wider. Now, I've got my privacy shades right here. By the way, that is your emergency exit window. I don't think I'm jumping out of that, to be honest with you, but so my privacy shade right there. I got a place so I can put my stuff right here. She can put her stuff right here. If we're reading right here, I guess we got to, that lamp was working. I guess I got to put another bulb in there. Anyway, so if we're reading, you can have your reading lights on. I've got a nice little spot right here for my phone. She has a spot there for her phone. Now, I can hook, and I'll let you just look at this. So I can just plug my USB-C cord, because that's what I'm using now, right there. And then just have that going right over to my phone right there. I also have a USB-A, so maybe you have an older one or a different device. You can have that plugged in here. You also have two 110 outlets. So maybe I got my laptop on, because guess what? I use Plex, and I've got movies on my Plex, and I have them on my laptop. So I can literally share that right to there. It helps to have my laptop plugged in, because that way I don't have to worry about like my battery getting low and then shutting off in the middle of that movie that we're watching. Right now I'm watching Andor season 2. Freaking amazing. All right, that's for the Star Wars fans. So putting this back up. Now, you know, I was a military guy, but I'm not all about military stuff all the time. I don't always make my bed. With that right there, you can simply just, if you don't feel like making your bed, as long as it's not over too much, you just pop it up there. It's done. Nobody's gonna see that. And on those days where you just got to get out on the river, well, guess what? Ain't nobody got time for that. So just pop that baby back up, get out there with your homies, and get on that river. Okay, so you see how quick I was able to fully get that set up, break it down, set it up, we're good to go. Boom. So really nice system. So here I have space for 4 full-size adults sitting down here talking about their day's adventures. We're talking about, man, the surf's breaking, we're gonna get out there and hit the surf in the morning, if you're a surfer like I used to be. So great little spot, but maybe you're just taking your kids out. This is a really family-friendly vehicle, and I'm sure your kids are gonna get out there on those roads where most RVs can't go. So to boldly go where no one has gone before. So with this, you can have 4 people sitting here. If you need more place to sleep, this drops down, and you see I had that pad under here. I also have under here more storage, and I have another pad here. This is identical on this side, another pad under there. With this down, those 3 pads set up, you can actually have an adult, not the tallest adult, or 2 kids here, maybe a teen. Maybe if you're like, and these do have snaps, so when you're driving, you do want to snap that on both sides. So if you're like me growing up, I had a sister, Jennifer, 11 months younger than me. At a certain point in life, the boy and the girl are not sleeping in that same bed. Whether, I don't know if that's 3 years old, 8 years old, whatever that is. So you can have one of them sleeping here and one of them sleeping over there. Show you that in a minute. These windows are all gonna be jalousie style, radius. These right here, thermoplane windows, are nice and tinted. So they're just gonna give you that extra privacy. And if you do get a rainstorm, you don't have to worry about too much, if any, water getting in here at all. So really nice feature. Also, if you just want to have that open a little bit and then have that fan on, you can actually pull some of that air out. Maybe you have a dog, right? I have a dog. Our cat just died, but we did get another cat. And so if I have a dog in here and or a cat, and I want to go on that trail, but I'm off grid, I don't want to, if it gets too hot in here, I want to be able to have that air conditioner turn on. How do I do that? Well, I can have the generator come on, That inverter might handle it. We can also install you an auto gen start that will automatically do that for you, and it's Bluetooth controlled, so another thing that we can take care of for you. So I've got this window here, you saw the window back there. I've got this window right here that does open up vertically. I've got these nice little lights right here. Now if I'm sitting here, maybe I don't have my phone, and when is that a thing? I can actually just turn these lights off right here. I can also turn the entire ceiling lights off in the living area. So very convenient. Got two privacy shades, one here and one there. And they're also nicely matched. So now we do have a lot of storage in here, but we are on a 30-foot coach. So it's not like we're in a 45-foot Newmar King Air, or a 45-foot should say Renegade Explorer or XL. But with that, I've got more storage, and again, we have these nice maple cabinets. This part of the maple, it's actually, there's two screws going up and then a screw going down, so it's going to be really, really robust on this. There's backing anywhere these are. There's going to be backing, hidden hinges, and these are holding that. And then you also have that little spot right there that keeps probably about 8-10 pounds of pressure on it. Okay, so when you're sitting here, what are you doing? You're either talking, you're playing games, you're playing cards, you're eating. So where's our food going to come from? So it's going to come from starting at this big pantry. So adjustable shelves right here. So I can have my pasta, my cereal, my oats, granola, whatever it is back there. Maybe my extra 6-pack, 12-pack. And then right here, I've got this nice deep drawer right here, slide out, and then soft close. And then I got two of the smaller drawers right here. So these are not adjustable, these are. And then again, these are a floating panel insert on all of these. So if you're in a high humidity environment like I grew up in Tampa, Florida, if you do have humidity come in here, it does allow those to swell without warping your cabinetry. And here, more storage. So I could put my induction pots and pans in there. You don't need a lot, but you can put it in there, additional food storage, whatever you need. And how are you going to keep stuff cold? Well, we're going to go to this Norcold 10 cubic foot, 12 volts. This is compressor based. So they're getting away from those gas absorption refrigerators. These right here are way more efficient. You don't have to wait 12 to 16 hours to cool them down. This right here gets cool really quick. So this was off this morning, and that is like, it's frozen right there. I've got an adjustable shelf, so you have multiple options for that. And then down here, I've got more adjustable shelves. I got 1, 2, 3, 4 shelves, and then 2 drawers right here, 3 shelves that are adjustable in the door. And then this right here, you know I love it. My daughter just bought her first house and bought her first fridge, and she was telling me about, oh Dad, look, this shelf opens up so we can put our juice there. And I'm like, yeah baby, I talk about that all the time. It's a great feature. So if you need to have a little bit more storage space, you can accomplish that very simply right there. So well done, Norcold, coming into the 21st century, baby. I'll show you the storage before I get to the gear. So I got more storage here, more storage here. Now, to my customer who thought we didn't have this, guess what I found today? I'm super excited, and I like to talk about this on my videos because Renegade does one of the best jobs in the industry on their manuals. So with this manual, you can open up to the pages, and it is very nicely put together. All your serial numbers is there, and then for maintenance, they just show you how to do stuff. So very good job the way they do things. It's very simple and well done. So see if I can, there you go. Here's some pictures. So just showing you how to basically work your RV. So good job. So I'm happy that this is here. And then let's go to our gear. This right here is a High Point 1.7 cubic foot stainless steel residential microwave. So man, I can do a convection bake roast with that. So if it tells you to do the high mount one, that's that one. If it tells you to use the low one, and this will tell you what to do, you use that one. So very simple. Here, right under this, I've got the light set, nice little backsplash right there. And then I got the dual induction cooktop by True Induction. I can set the time and the exact temperature right there. That is the most efficient way of cooking. It's about 90% efficient versus gas, which is about 35%. No combustible flames, and additionally, no exhaust coming off of that. So it's very efficient and nice to cook with. Boils water about 60% faster. So more storage down here. Because I don't have a big gas stove right there, I get all that extra storage. So, and that just runs right off of 110. I've got 3 drawers right here. And this is gonna be my whole house water filter. Probably saw that outside. This is where we keep it until you come to pick it up, and then we'll set that up for you. Soft close. And then here, nice little trash can area. And I got my undermount sink. I'll show you that in a minute. And this is going to be where my Truma control system is right here. So you can go ahead and set that there. And we've got a great walkthrough technician, Marlon, and he will take care of you, teach you how to do that. But again, I told you you got those 4 settings. Let's extend my countertop to show you how much countertop space that you get. Got a little extra window, and check out this super deep sink. So, I mean, you could give a baby a bath in that, guys. And then got a little strainer in there, so you're gonna be able to wash all your pots and pans, all your dishes. You're gonna be able to rinse those veggies off really good. It's gonna be that nice, sparkly, solid surface countertop with this countertop extender. This actually is one of the easiest ways. They got one of the easiest mechanisms to put this back down. So I really like what they've done. If one TV wasn't enough, maybe you wanna watch 2 games. It's the NFC playoffs. Hope my Tampa Bay Bucks are going to do well this year. So maybe I've got that going, and then I've got the competitors on the other screen. But I do have that. But probably my wife and I are going to be sitting here. And if our daughter still camp with us, she's too old for that, unfortunately, she could actually have her own TV up here. So this is an articulating mount, and then that just clamps right in there. On this right here, I've got the nice star viewing window with the shade. I've got a ladder up here. And then that pops in. I do have a privacy shade here too, so you can hook this up, and that basically comes around here and gives you privacy, so that way nobody can see inside. A little coat rack right there, so you can hang up your coats, your raincoats, your hats, whatever it is. More electric and more storage down here. All right. So let me grab my water, and we're going to get into the front cab, and then I'll show you this liquid springs. I'm not going to spend too much time on the truck, but this has all of the cool stuff that you'd expect on that truck. So let me start her up, and I'm going to tell you, she hums, baby. So you can see I've got this rear view camera. So I can see what's behind me on that at all times, but when I hit that turn signal on, I can see what's there. Now, what I like about a side view camera that's showing there, if I'm already looking this way, I'm not taking my eyes off what's in front of me. So I'm always about looking in your mirrors, but this is another option for you too. You literally don't have to look quite as far over to your right to see what's there. Why is that important? Because if something happens in front of you, maybe an accident or someone just slams on their brakes, or a deer comes out in front, that happened to me the other day, deer jumps out in front of you, you're not like looking down here where a typical side view camera would be, where you're not looking all the way over there, you're actually looking right here, and so your center point of vision is not off, so you got a good peripheral vision. So it's just a good system that they've got. Now for reverse, check this out. So I have my 0 foot warning, 1 to 2, 2 to 3, and so that just shows me exactly where I'm at. When I'm getting a little tight, it shows me where my wheels are going to come at. So it's a really good system right there to mess around with. Now, you probably understand this is going to have the adaptive cruise control, collision mitigation, lane keeping assist, all that. So we're going to skip that. The couple cool things that this does have, well, you can turn some of that off here, but a couple cool things. You got a 12 volt right here, but man, right here, That is a, what is that? A 400 watt max inverter. So if you're up here, you can actually plug your laptop right in that and not be wasting your battery. If you've got Starlink, you can be literally trading your stocks while your partner's driving. Now don't you do it while you're driving. Another 12 volt down here, and then I have a USB-C and a USB-A there as well. This has the brake controller connection right here, so you can go ahead and mess with that. It's telling me my trailer is disconnected. That's true. Now, right below that's going to be my drive mode. So I've got my 2 high, 4 high, and 4 low. So very simple to work that if you need to. Now, this is what we all came to see. This is the liquid spring. So this is my home screen right here. I've got my ride. I've got my ride set in comfort. This is the normal. And then I have the sport. Okay, so if I'm off track, I might have it on that. I've got the ride height set at the highest right here, but I can set that lower, medium, low, or low. So if I'm literally driving on the interstate, I'm probably gonna have that in the lower setting on that, just to decrease my total overall height. And by the way, I didn't mention the height of this coach because with the suspension package and with the adjustability of this, I did not want to give you a false presentation. I would definitely get this measured in that at the highest level to see where that's at. So I do have, I think it's a Coleman Mach 10, 15,000 BTU air conditioner up there too. So here, this is the leveling right here. So I can actually set this in auto. And what that's going to do is looking at my roll and my pitch, and this is going to self-level using my liquid springs technology. So you can just see what that's doing. It's pretty awesome. It's like, all right, where are we at? Where are we at? We're almost there. We're almost there. Yay, good job. So very quick, very simple, and it's showing me where the percentage of all 4. So you see it's a 4, 1 on each corner. It's not just the front 2. And then you can also do manual leveling. Oh, maybe not, still under development. But guess what? They do have updates on this. So let me come right here. If you if you bring this into our shop or any other liquid springs, they can do an update because this is updatable. So maybe they do have that manual feature on that, maybe they don't. And then you can go ahead and run your diagnostics. All your settings are right there. So again, sport mode, ride height. I'm gonna pop that baby back up a little bit. Oh wait, I got it on leveling. So that's how you control all this right here. Thank you so much for joining me. If this isn't the sickest coach that you've seen, this is, I mean, it's a Class C, but this is, everything about this is super. From the Ford truck that you can get serviced just about anywhere in the country, anywhere in North America, probably even Central America. Renegade is just a top tier manufacturer, 2-inch sidewalls on that right there. The liquid springs, the lift kit, the front bumper, the winch capability, 12,000 pound towing. Bring it, come to us. I can get one of these ordered. We can just custom fit it however you want. We have an award-winning service department. Again, I'm at Transwest Truck Trailer RV. My name is Chris Capper. Phone number 813-333-2988. I think it's time to stop thinking about camping and getting out there. So give me a call. We'll get you camping. Happy camping.